I mean, what do we know about what they're doing inside the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation? But the point is that he should have really testified. With that said, I think when General Motors and Chrysler go under, we're looking at a number of a minus perhaps 150 billion. And I think that part of the funds that are coming back from the TARP people who don't want them anymore, I think part of those funds will be used in that Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation, and part of them will be used in the FDIC. And I think both agencies will need at least $500 billion each to go along with all that money I just talked about in the last 15 minutes.
I've got to talk about how we're wasting money still. You hear all these comments about, I'm going to cut the budget. There's lots of things we're going to be cutting out. We've got to be leaner. We've got to be meaner. Yeah, of course, and they're bailing out all the prostitutes of Goldman Sachs and whatever. But the one that really got me from last week in the International Forecaster, the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, part of their National Institute of Health, will pay $2.6 million in tax dollars to train Chinese prostitutes to drink responsibly on the job. That's a study being conducted by Wayne State University of Medicine in Detroit, made last November. Can you believe that? Mr. Chapman, I'm telling you, I saw that and I about fell off my chair. $2.6 million to train Chinese prostitutes to drink more responsibly? Are you kidding me?
Well, and especially in the area of Wayne State, where it's the worst hit in the country, having lost jobs to foreign countries via American corporations. And that $2.6 million could have been a lot of meals for a lot of people who are living under bridges in Detroit.
It sure could have been. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. I'm reading that. Now, the other thing that really kind of got to me that is separate from the economy is this proposal for a gun tax on your IRS form. Could you tell a little bit about that? Because that's certainly going to make a lot of red-blooded Americans very, very upset. It's gun control, it's gun registration coming in the back door.
Well, you're right, and they're going to try it, and they're not going to get it passed. But it just goes to show you these liberals are insane. And actually, a lot of conservatives are insane, too. But it's just the tenor of the times. Run out and do crazy things. The president's budget is crazy. We're looking at a deficit this year up from $386 billion last year. The fiscal year this year ends September 30th. And the Congressional Budget Office is calling for a deficit of $1.8 trillion. Now, that's a long way from $386 billion. And I'm looking at figures somewhere between $2 and $2.5 trillion, and our new president tells us that's going to go on for at least the next 10 years. And so I would say the dollar is going to go into the can and stay there. It's going to lose its status as the world reserve currency. It's going to cause deeper depression in America. We're already in depression, if you didn't know it. And the only investment that I can see, and if anybody knows of any other, let me know, is gold and silver. It's the only thing that's going to save you. Gold and silver coins and bullion and shares. And that's it. So think about it.
Stay away from ETFs. Go in coins, bars, and shares only. Don't buy the ETFs. You don't know if they have money or not.
We don't know whether they got gold or silver or not. And the chances are they don't have it all. And because, we've been watching their purchases, or supposed purchases, and we don't know where they're getting it from. And like the GLD, which is the gold one, they haven't changed their in and out figures for a month. Now, nobody can stand there and tell me that there's been only a change of perhaps $500 million in investment in a month period, I don't believe that.
Gold went up to $950 today. It's going quicker than you can imagine. And, oh, by the way, the gun proposal, I'll tell you what that was briefly. That was a proposal that for every gun you had to pay $50 on your income tax form, and you had to register it on your income tax form. It probably won't pass, but it'll give you an idea of what some of these people, some of these lunatics are thinking. But gold, $950. Gold, silver, that is the best advice that you can give. If you can buy gold, you can buy silver. Do it. I know $950 sounds like a lot of money. Buy yourself a little piece of silver. Do like the Germans do. They've got ATMs that are dispensing gold and silver. You can put your money in and buy yourself a Krugerrand out of it. They're believing it. We'll be right back. We're talking tonight with Robert Chapman, the international forecaster. If you're not subscribing, what's wrong with you? You really should be subscribing to the international forecaster. It comes out twice a week, and I'll tell you, I couldn't live without it. It has made me so much money, saved me so much money over the years that it is absolutely incredible. The information Mr. Chapman has is right down the pike, right on. He's not giving you this, that, or the other that's tainted by anything. It's not like a Jim Cramer who's bought and paid for, or Kudlow who's bought and paid for, any of these other talking heads. He tells it right straight down the middle. TheInternationalForecaster.com. He'll send you a free issue. Go to TheInternationalForecaster.com. You don't have email? That'll work out. You can still get the International Forecaster by calling 877, toll free, 877-479-8178. That's 877-479-8178. One more time, 877-479-8178. Give him a call or go up to the International Forecaster. I would say, be glad you did. Well, you'll be more than happy. Looking at gold prices, $950. As Jackie Gleason used to say, to the moon, Alice, to the moon. They're going and going and going. There's no question. There's nothing else you can really invest in as the dollar loses its preeminence. What about insurance policies that we have, maybe with the Hartford, Prudential, Lincoln, variable annuities? What about these that a lot of people are saying, well, I've lost everything, but I've got this insurance policy. I got this life insurance policy. What do you think about those, Mr. Chapman?
Well, and the mutual life insurance companies invest in bonds, and bonds are going to go down because interest rates are going up, and they will have losses. What percentage? I don't know. But I think it would be safe to say that they could lose 20 or 25%. Stock insurance companies, they invest in the stock market, hedge funds, commercial building, sometimes residential developments. They lend to those kind of people. And CalPERS is the biggest example. And they do many speculative things, some pension plans more than others. At 6,600 on the Dow, I think we're going to be looking at, like we were not too long ago, just a couple of months ago, we'd be looking at something on the order of pension fund, cash value insurance companies, insurance policies, and annuities. You should be looking at anywhere between 35 and 60% losses. So we're looking at, let's say, to be super conservative, you're looking at 45 to 50% losses. That's what we saw not too long ago. I think 6,600 is going to break. And I think we're going to 38 to 4,200, or around 4,000. If I'm right, you're going to be looking at losses of 65%. So why sit with a policy that is worth, say, $100,000, and its value right now, its cash out value, is worth 60 or 70 or 80? And I've run into them where the cash-out value is $3,000 more or less than the actual death payment. And so you get out of those policies, get the cash, buy gold and silver-related assets. The same with annuities. The annuities are in the stock market as well. They're going to get clobbered. And many of these insurance companies are going to go under. I mean, you stop and think for a minute. If they need the six that he mentioned, Erskine mentioned, if they need $2 or $3 or $4 billion from the federal government or the state in the case of Hartford as well,